As the new year approaches, many of us can become quite reflective of the year that's just passed and find ourselves setting goals and intentions for the year ahead. And I guess I just really wanted to speak in this video about the power of reflection and the power of intention as well. Because, you know, the whole new year, new me thing it's great. But for a lot of people, it can also be short-lived. Say for example, someone's decided to give up smoking for the new year. By the end of January, that could have well and truly gone out the window. The question is why is that? When we make these new commitments to ourselves, why can't we keep them? And I think that's because this practice of self-reflection has got to become an everyday thing. It's got to become a way of life to sort of tune into yourself and look at what needs letting go of, what inside you is ready to die, to create space for new life to be born. It's got to become an everyday thing, and I find that very encouraging, actually. The fact that every single day can be a fresh start. With each new dawn sort of comes this opportunity to start again. So in that way, the spirit of New Year, the spirit of that fresh start, can be brought into the everyday experience. Whatever's happened the day before, you can start with a fresh slate, and renew the commitments to yourself that you've made, and keep those intentions alive if you can. And perhaps, I feel perhaps that quite a bit of sadness comes up at this time of year, because somehow the end of a year and the arrival of a new year, it makes us all reflect, and many of us can think like, God, like, what actually happened over the last year? Like, I'm still in exactly the same place I was last year, or vice versa. You can find that, wow, what an incredible year it's been. I'm a completely different person. So I guess many people will have different feelings about the year that's just passed, and different hopes and dreams about the year ahead. But I really invite you to bring the spirit of this self-reflection into your everyday life, because I know from my own experience, that commitment to my personal development and to sort of becoming the best version of who I can be, that everyday commitment has really helped me to transform. And this is possible for you as well. You've just got to make that commitment to yourself to be open to change and be open to letting go of the old and clearing those blocks. It's yeah, it becomes a way of life, I think, this sort of self-reflectiveness, or it can do if you open up to it. And it's also worth pointing out that, you know, this idea of a new year, it's a great way to mark that a year's ended and a new year's gonna begin. But at the same time, it's just a human construct, the Gregorian calendar. It's something that humans have made up. So again, if you bear that in mind, the whole concept of the new year is just, it's arbitrary, really. The true new year, in terms of like nature's cycles, actually begins in November, when all of the leaves have fallen and the seeds for the new year fall from the trees. That's really when the natural new year begins in nature, when the new seeds fall and compost in the leaves of the old. And it is from the leaves of the old that the new is born. It's by clearing out the old blocks and shedding the old stuff that no longer serves you that the space is created for that personal expansion. So in that spirit, I invite you to be born again each day. You can free yourself from the rusty shackles of the past. Take a bit of time to sort of get beneath those layers, but whatever's happened the day before, we can be born again each day and sort of treat each new day as a fresh start and a new beginning.